There are far much more better examples as well. Coca-Cola. One more. Chandaria. Thank you very much. But you know what? You guys can be the next Chandarias, isn't it? Now I'll tell you all about brand management. Brand management is simply handling all the tangible and intangible characteristics of your brand, of your company. Tangible and intangible. When I talk about tangible, what do I mean here? Tulienda shule, si ndio? Tangible, what do I mean when I say tangible?
Things you can see.
Things you can
feel, touch, feel.
Yes, na kufeel, si ndio? Hiyo pia ni brand, true. Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is this. Tangible attributes that people see about you, feel about you, identify with you, and say, I want to be with them. I want to work with them. I want to do business with them. Correct? Now I'll tell you a secret. Examples of tangible. But before I do, I promise to give you, is talk about intangible. Intangible, of course, is the opposite of the things you can see, feel, touch. And that means it's, do you respond to your email on time? Do you see an RFQ here and say, nah, I tried and I just don't ever get a response anyway, so why bother? Right. So I'll give you an example in business. People will do business with you when your tangible and intangible characteristics are at par. People want to be identified with professionals, so it's better high time from tonight. Let's act as professionals. I know you do in your capacity. I do not mean to belittle you in any way whatsoever. But I'm here to stand offering a piece of advice on what's in the corporate world, NGO world, and government. Okay? Now, I will not talk about your slogan, but I'll talk about some characteristics that you have derived your company name. When I was seated at the back, I had people who were in the safari industry, others were in the general supplies and stationery and all that. And all those, you had a name, correct? So you developed a name, you developed a logo. What else did you develop? A slogan, correct? Why? Probably you did it because it's the norm. But I'll tell you one, getting a name is something you identify with. Google is a name that nobody ever thought even existed. It doesn't exist. But now you Google it, it's in the dictionary. Okay? You should come up with it. But what makes Google different from Shagalabagala is because Google have made a name for themselves. I suppose Shagalabagala is not something that people identify with, correct? Now, this is another thing. You do not have to have a slogan, a tagline at the same time. I'll talk about this in passing. When you have a logo, you have your company name, you could have either a tagline or a slogan. When I do this, what do you remember? Nike. And what comes by when you think of Nike as a slogan or tagline, sorry? No? The slogan or tagline? No? Tick is what? Have you ever heard the phrase? Just do it. Correct? That's the tagline. Just do it. That's for me, I stand here to give you a tick because you can do it and just do it. You might think it comes at a price tag, but it does not. That's why I want to tell you about the secrets of tangible and intangible. Are you ready? Right. Tangible, look, feel, touch. When you come here for a meeting to come and see Priscilla, and you come dressed like when you're in the beach, what do you think Priscilla thinks? Not serious? Correct? That is your brand. And that goes right from the CEO to the rider. Many people here, I believe, I'm one of them, I'll not lie, we have this guy with a motorbike, hata si wangu contractual, for instance, on payroll, but he's one guy who will always sort me out. My gas, my you know those people? But even then, when they're coming to collect a letter for you, they're coming to deliver your quotation, make sure, the list you can do, make sure they look the part in terms of attire. Correct? If it means you're investing in just about 350 shillings, have them wear a specific reflector jacket with your brand name on it. It just costs you about 350 shillings. What price do you have to pay when he's coming to come and collect something to deliver to RBA or KRA or any company for that matter, but wearing your brand? What's going to happen is there's going to be ripple effect. From the askari downstairs on the ground, umekuja, wewe unananga RBA, sawa. Because that's how they identify TNT and DHL and FedEx, true or not. And that become global brands. Why? Because we're always seeing the logo everywhere. So that's my challenge to you tonight. Make sure your logo is everywhere. You see my logo is here? It's everywhere. Except in the program. You may forgive me. But that's what I want you to do. That means, now let's be practical in business. RFQ has come. Thank you very much, Amos, or thank you very much, dear Priscilla. We're in receipt. Bottom, email signature. Your name is there, your title, your telephone numbers, and your logo is there. Please do it. More so, communication. I said I'm going to touch bits and bobs on etiquette, on communication. This is business etiquette. Please respond to emails within 1 hour. I know people will say 1 to 2 hours. Preferably is within 30 minutes. Okay? Preferably. Right now we've all gone digital. Invest in a phone. It goes a long way. Smartphone, that is. Sawa sawa. Right. That's on email communication. Of course, you do know when you're responding and forwarding and all that, you don't attach again. Yes. Do you know that? Do you want me to repeat that? Okay. You're called? Bruno. Oh, Bruno Mars sends me an email. So Bruno Mars asks me, Cathy, please send me a quotation. I said, oh, okay, dear Bruno, please specify what color, what blah, blah, blah is it. But on the bottom of that email is all my full detail plus my company logo or slogan or whatever you do have, okay? Then he gives me the feedback. I want it in blue, 350 grams, blah, 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 blah. I don't respond. Okay, I respond, but not with my email signature details. Is that all right? Because it becomes a trail. I know people would want to do it always, but it's not the season of giving. It's all Christmas, okay? Is that all right? Now, tangible attributes. Whenever you're delivering your invoice, make sure without say, you have attached what? Number one, ile kadogo inakuanga hapo mbele ni nini? ETR, followed by the, then again, delivery note, LPO, whichever comes first, but I believe it's LPO thereafter, it's the D note. Your envelope, if you can invest just about 5 shillings extra from the market rate, is a branded envelope. Preferably, what color? Preferably. You want to look like, even though you're having your business, and I respect that, you may have a briefcase company. Huh? Or I know people have tried, this is an opportunity, I don't want, because also you're told, whoever does not work does not do it. Does not it. So you're here working and you said, yeah, I know I do not have here an establishment or a premise, but I will. But in the meantime, I will do exceedingly well in making sure I look the part as though I'm living in Capital West building. Okay? So this is what happens. You have brought your paperwork. That is the point where, for purposes of example, RBA are identifying with Bruno. Bruno sometimes is not there. But when they see his paper, all dirty, shriveled, envelope, what do you think they see? True or false? Isn't it? It's the small things that make a difference. And that is it. Nothing else. Just the minute things. So don't haphazardly say, Jerry, umezoea kutuma hiyo LPO, tuma hiyo quotation na invoice, nataka pesa saa hii. Waambie walipe. That's how it is, because we are in a fast-paced world. But please, take a moment, stop, go to by her desk, or if you are at home, look, proper grammar. Attachments are there. And trust me, within 7 days, you will get your payment. Next time they're sending an RFQ, you're there to respond within 15 minutes or 45. Wanajua Bruno ni yule. Nikimtumia kitu ana respond. Hata kama hatapata, he does not quit. He will continue respond until I know one day he will be the household name within RBA flows. Because that's how it is. You will get penalized that you're supplying the same pens and paper. But why is it the job going to somebody else? It's a little bit extra. Well, thank you very much for your LPO. Just want to let you know we even have delivered a day or two before the D-Day. So just do an email. It does not hurt to tell them and to show your competence. I've come for a meeting. I'm just being practical, right? Umeona Madam Priscilla pale, I'm a CEO, not just RBA, but in your mind you know where you're going for meetings. One, please arrive on time. If possible, 10 minutes before. You are always, as a business person, having an interview. Whether you like it or not. If you're securing new contracts, what's happening? Interview. I'll sit at the back and looking at this evaluation and criteria. I'm like, gosh, examination bado inaendelea kumakiwa. Si tuko tunafanya exams na zinamakiwa? Correct? The same thing that they do when they're doing the evaluation. It's grading. So issues of grammar, if it's dirty, they look at it. So anyway, back to the point where I was at. When you've gone for a meeting, please arrive early. Look the part. Basic communications. I'm not a news anchor, but the things that if I talk to you and I'm like this, what do you portray? What do I portray? Casualness? Laid back. But yeah, it's true, and it's July approaching. However, this is negativity. Shaikatia dem alafu nakaa hivi. For the men in the room. What do you say? It's the same approach. They're like, hold on. Where you know, it's the small things that count. Women, we dress in dresses and skirts. Do you know where you're supposed to cross your leg on, when not to? And where you're supposed to cross your leg from? I can't demonstrate here. But, for instance, you've gone to sit for a meeting. You tuck your legs lightly under your ankle. Never at your knees. Sasa nasema nifanye like. Kuja demonstrate. When you go for a meeting, you know the women you're used to crossing here? Wanaume wanafekanga paka kiatu inaangalianga huko. So women, when you sit down, gently tuck your foot under your ankle and sit. Okay? Anyway, I'm not here to talk about other posture, but even when you're going to pick down something, umeangusha handbag, unaenda kuchukua handbag, and you wear, you know, yes. So you don't bend like a man picking, something like that. You gently squat and pick up. All right? Great. Back to brand. I want to make you the next Nike. Brands that have been identified as a household name. Have you ever heard of Kleenex? Aya, let me take it local. Wakati unatuma mtoto wako dukani, you want the spread, margarine preferably for bread. Wewe unatumaje dukani? The gentleman at the back. Yeah, you well dressed in a nice sweater and yes, you. Wewe unamtuma nini ukimwambia aende dukani kununua margarine? Let's hear. Huh? For spread, margarine. Margarine. Yes. Blue Band. Unatuma which statement? Nendo kanunue? BB. But BB is Unilever, my friend. Correct to say the right name is go please buy some margarine. Correct or spread? Why do people not say go buy Prestige? Yet, which other name is there? Tam Tam sijui gani? Golden. Yeah, but why do they say BB?
They use familia.
Why? It's because walianza kitambo, they had advantage. So for the people who have more than 5 years experience, we should be knowing your names. If you stand up in this room, we should be hearing your names and we identify with them. And then secondly, they maintained quality. They maintained, I'm not advocating for them, but I'm just using it as an example. They maintained quality. And that's the same thing that does not go without measure with you in business. You do not enjoy the benefits of a salary. True? So every moment, every email, every meeting you attend, every conference, even this that you've attended, Madam Priscilla has marked your faces. She sees your effort. And so for those people who are going to be asked for general suppliers, who do you think would come first in their mind? Oh, ni yule madam alikuja kwa nani, alikuwa na nywele smart, amekaa hapo mbele. You understand? Ni 2E5 max. Na huyu mwingine, it's the first time in business. No, let's just go for her because of experience. And then she does not mess. Okay? Right. I'll take a pause and ask each and every one of you to just think of one question you may want to ask me on how to elevate your brand. And I'm hoping to answer very quickly because we have only 10 minutes. Is that all right? Okay? But bottom line, in summary, make sure your name is everywhere. Make sure in your envelopes it's there. Make sure if you rider it's there. If you have your cars and your delivery vans, they are well branded. Because seeing is believing. We'll see that, ni wale wanaitagwa, wale cleaners wako wapi, wale Wilson Airport, wanaitwa Parapet. Parapet was not a company before, about 5 years. But when they started, we didn't know how big they would, but now they're everywhere. Sindio, which other company just give me an example first. Which company are you seeing right now? Yeah, may grow.
Seneca.
Huh? Seneca, the security firm. Another one? Lavington. Lavington, the security? Okay, well, yeah, because they're privileged with many cars as they're doing the routine checks and spot checks. So their cars are always branded, isn't it? Before Madam Priscilla and her team decided to go to the water company, I'm sure maybe they checked, are these guys online? Wakaona wako. Then physical. But if website had the premises, had photos of the production plant or whatever, they would have rest their case kidogo. Sindio? Kweli uongo? Now that's just an impact. It saves costs, time, money. And you also look like you're in the level of digital world as well. It is important. Website, I cannot say how much important a website is. And not just a plain ordinary website, a website that is having proper information. If the contact numbers you've put there, they better be working. Okay? Thank you very much. Any other question you may have? Just think of your business. You're in the safari, the A&K is a brand. Najua A&K? Mikato Safaris. Why is it them and we are not knowing about his company name? Sorry, it's just an example. Don't know. Is because they are very good websites. Okay? Number one, because their business is driven based on global presence. So website helps them get revenue. And then secondly, they're well dressed. And they've got British roots and they're always on time. If it's pick up at the airport, you will always find them there. True or false? Let's talk about the people in the room. Majority are in general supplies, correct? Would you like me to speak to you? Okay, tell me about your general supplies. Did you know when you go and outsource your envelopes, wherever you've bought them from, and you just come and deliver to our BA team without added emphasis or effect, whereas I come, I take those envelopes, put in that bundle, I come, I remove that bundle, I come and tie with mine that's branded Victorian Group and say deliver to our BA team. What's the difference between this and the other one that I've just taken direct shika? It's the little things that count. Oh, these are the ones that have been supplied to, they're very nice quality. Make sure next time they bring the same envelopes. Receptionists ndo wanakuanga nachukuanga envelopes ama secretaries. Mimi nataka zile envelopes za, what's the name we know about envelopes and paper? Conqueror. Si mnazijua? Mbona Conqueror na kuna zingine? Wali brand. Umebrand yako. Si lazima ubrand kitabu yenye ndio unaweza kuanika suku kama hii unaenda ku hii ni ya karatasi brand. But the difference I've brought when mine packaged, I maybe invested in a box that is branded by my name, my company name. Your paper bag. Yes, it may look expensive when you start an investment. Paper bag you do in 50,000 number quantities at suppliers, correct? Those are paper bags. But when you buy as 50,000, you're spending about 5 shillings or 2 depending on the size. Unataka kujua paper bags unanunua? Naweza niona kando. So anyway, you brand your paper bags, wakati hata unapewa order ya 50 of these or 500 of these, you have a packaging that is tailor-made that enhances your brand. All right? Any question that you want to know answered, just let me know. Very quickly. Cairo.
Yes, thank you for reading my mind. I think mine is an issue in regards to at least someone may be in big business, but the business and the person are one. So there's not yet a distinction between who the owner, like our friend in the tour is, and who his business is. He's one. But the business as it were is big. So how do you feel that distinction from a brand perspective? Is it because the owner and the business are one? So how do we interact to ensure that we're able even to detach, but possibly grow that brand to what it should be?
Right. And this is a category which I believe by faith you will all be getting. Where you grow so big that it is you, yani umekomeran hiyo, ni one man show, so to speak. Sindio? But you know you cannot do this forever. Okay? This is the catch. As you grow, let others grow with you. I know we've got people who screw us up in business. Employ people who are competent. You train and nurture. They become like you. I remember my experience, I had a sales team that I had to groom, sales and marketing team. And these are people whom I was supposed to groom to go sit in boards with Safaricom. And I remember when the first time I went to Safaricom, my MD at the time, he was out of the country and he said, no, Cathy, you go. So I went. And I went and sat down and I asked, where is now Bruno? Let me, by virtue of example, where is Bruno? Tunajua hii kampuni ni Bruno. I said, well, I'm sorry, sir. He's currently out of the country. I'm here to represent. My name is Cathy Kanyi. May I be of assistance, or I'm here to address all the queries from the email you had sent. You show competence in your part. Okay? Therefore, the meeting continues. And then it changed from being a Bruno affair to a Cathy affair. Do you see that? It moves. Nothing is permanent. But you have to make the choice to realize your business has reached a point where you need to mature and you're scaling up. And that means for you to show competence in service delivery, you employ the efforts of others. So here I come. Time has come for me to groom a team of 10 people. So I took time, as RBA is taking time to teach others to do it right. I taught them. And some did it well, others did not. But it is a risk, isn't it? We all entered business knowing it's a risk, but it is one which you are saying, let me take. Make sure correspondence with your client, you're copied at all times. Do you have team members within your organizations? You have a team of 2, you have a team of 5, you have a team of 10. As you're doing reporting, make sure you're always in the loop. Meet as often as possible. Organizations meet even as times once every week, others twice. It depends on your growth and your communication with your staff levels. Talk, saying, I'm sorry, Sir Bruno, I went for that meeting in Safaricom, it went like this. Oh, really? There was this step. And then you unakasirika, why did you not tell me? It happens, right? Mbona mkuniambia hii maneno imefika? Ulikuwa wapi ndo uambiwe? Make sure we are also approachable as CEOs for our staff to talk to us.